Tennis superstar Novak Djokovic was coming off what many believed was the greatest season in men's tennis, then was faced with two marathon challenges. In 2011, Serb Novak Djokovic was the undisputed king of tennis. He became world #1 for the first time and won 3 Grand Slams, the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. He'd done it all. But at the 2012 Australian Open, Djokovic would need to take it to another level. The hard-court surface at Melbourne's Rod Laver Arena was a favourite of Novak's, winning his first Grand Slam there in 2008 and was defending champion. As expected, he reached the semi-final and would face good friend and Brit Andy Murray, whom he'd beaten a year earlier in the final. It would be dramatic and long. 4 hours and 50 minutes long before prevailing. 6-3, 3-6, 6-7, 6-1, 7-5.
Well, you have to find strength in those moments and energy, and that keeps you going, I guess. At this level, very few points decide the winner, as it was the case tonight. I think we both went through a physical crisis.
He would meet Rafael Nadal in yet another final, whom he'd beaten in 6 finals the previous year. Nadal had his own history with marathon performances, outlasting Fernando Verdasco at the Australian Open semis in 2009 in 5 hours and 14 minutes. The Spaniard was coming off an equally impressive semi-final win over Roger Federer in 4 sets, but only in a somewhat moderate 3 hours, 42 minutes compared with Djokovic. It's a fantastic victory for me. I'm very, very happy playing against the greatest player in tennis history in the semi-finals. This Novak-Rafa final would redefine pure intensity. A battle royale between two warriors who fight for every point like it's their last. And that's how it would be late into this history-making night. Nadal started well, winning the first set 7-5, before Djokovic came from a breakdown to win the second, 6-4. Then Djokovic lost just 2 points on serve and broke Nadal twice to take the third set 6-2 and the lead for the first time. The fourth had it all. There was a rain delay at 4-all. Then Djokovic led the tiebreaker 5-3 before Nadal reeled off the next 4 points to win the set 7-6 in 88 minutes. Nadal was pumped, but all he'd done was force a 5th set, a first for this enduring rivalry. The match clock ticked over 5 hours, with the scores locked 2-all in the 5th. Then Nadal broke for a 4-2 lead, and officially the longest match in Australian Open history. Yet there would be more twists. A crucial volley error wide and failed challenge had Nadal at 30-all instead of 40-15, and a point away from a 5-2 lead. Djokovic rallied, broke back, then served for 4-all. The tennis gods then conspired against both players, as the pair engaged in a 31-shot rally won by the Serb that left each on the brink of exhaustion. When Djokovic broke again, finally it was over when he wrong-footed Nadal to win the 5th and the match, 5-7, 6-4, 6-2, 6-7, 7-5. It had taken 5 hours, 53 minutes to break the Spaniard, the longest Grand Slam final in history, that wrapped up at 1:37 a.m. local time. Incredibly, Nadal became the first man in history to lose 3 straight Grand Slam finals, but did bounce back to win a 7th French Open.
Now he's the best of the world. That's how great it is.
The fact that we played almost 6 hours is incredible. For these kind of matches, I'm a professional tennis player, and I'm sure any other colleague tennis player would say the same. You know, we live for these matches. We work every day. We're trying to dedicate all our life to this sport, to come to the to the situation where we play 6-hour match for a Grand Slam title.
Djokovic's legacy had taken another massive spike en route to his 5th Grand Slam title in the longest final in history.